Join us as we delve into some of the hot topics that both unite and divide us. We won't always agree, but let's commit to having those difficult conversations and open up some thought-provoking dialogue so that together we can start the process of getting back together. Listen, we've thought about it. We've even thought about it. Now let's talk about it with yours truly, James Kirkland, on the Intellectual Stew. Hey, what's up? What it do? Time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James. Hey, what's up, Myra? How are you? Listen, do me a favor as you come in tonight. Do me a favor. Go ahead and share it. Go ahead and share the thread, and let's have some fun tonight. Let's have some fun. We're going to do open mic night tonight. Really, let me do it now. Let me go ahead and get it out of the way. I'm going to put the link I'm going to put the phone number up first. Let me put the phone number up in case you want to call in. Let me put the phone number up. And I'm also going to put the link in the chat for those that want to come on video. I do have a couple. Hey, friend, Phoenicia, how are you? I have asked a couple of young ladies to join me tonight. So they will be joining me momentarily. But we are having open mic night. Now, when I came up with this, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you all. Like, part of the reason I did this was kind of take a mental break. You know, we've been in mental health for the last several weeks, and it requires work, of course, to get in and dig in that Bible and pull out things that are relative, to make it work and make it work with mental health. And today I thought it was gonna be an easy day. I thought I was going to be easy. I thought I was just going to chill and let y'all talk tonight, but I like to know something about what I'm talking about. So it wasn't an easy day. I was up at 7:00 this morning, putting overlays together and reaching out to people on via Facebook and all kinds of things, because I really want to be knowledgeable and do due diligence, because one of our followers who's been faithful the last several weeks, she reached out to me and she was like, hey, can we talk? She gave me 3 topics. She was like, soft girl era. And I won't even talk about the other 2. I can't remember. One about selfies or something. Or selfies, really running relationships. I forgot, but whatever. She gave me like 3 topics. And that soft girl era was kind of interesting to me. What's up, Bishop Simpson? That soft girl era kind of caught my attention. So I said, let me check that one out. So so I've been doing research. You know me, I put the questions out on Facebook and I do all those things because I really want to do justice to a topic whenever we deal with it. And when she gave me her definition, I was a little confused. I didn't quite get it. So I started asking other people what their definitions were. What is soft girl era? And as I asked this question, and that's the question I have for you all in the chat, even brothers, if you're listening, give me your feedback. What do you all think? What is soft girl era? E-R-A, not error as in a mistake. I know I talk country because I'm from the South, but soft girl era. By your definition, what is soft girl era? If you want to call in, you can do it. I have the StreamYard. You see the StreamYard link in the chat. I have it pinned there. You're welcome to come in. It's open mic night. It's your night. I'm chilling. Like I said, I'm gonna bring Tiffany in a few minutes, and she's gonna talk with me. But let me give you some of the definitions that we came up that were brought my way. Okay, here's some, and give me your definition. What is soft girl era? But here are some of the definitions that I was given. One, Nikki Green said, a lifestyle that prioritizes comfort, relaxation, and balance while minimizing stress and challenges. I think that was pretty, to the point, very, precise. Good. Like I said, I'm learning. So that was one definition. Here's another definition. The soft girl era represents a time when women choose to surround themselves with kindness, love, and support, striving for peace, happiness, and calmness in life. Does that sound about right, ladies? Y'all, yeah, there's 7 people here, so I should have at least 7 shares. Y'all share this for me, and then also hit the reaction, the like or the love button to let people. When you all do that, it kind of charges the algorithm, and then more people can listen to it. So if y'all would help me just share it and then like it, I'd appreciate it. I'm not gonna put no more pressure on you other than that. I'm done. I just asked, please, thank you. All right, so there's that. Then here's Joy. What is it? Jay Langston's response. She says, when I'm no longer in stress mode and can relax and enjoy just being a woman, that's what it is for me. All right. So those are 3 definitions. I have more, but those are 3. And I want to start there. Hey, Kawana, how you doing? Hey, Elder Lisa Smith. Hey, y'all come on in, share it, and like it. Share it and like it. I got 3 likes and 6 people so far in the chat. And I know it's going to pick up later, but if you all would just hit that like button and just share it, that just helps me out so much. Now I'm going to bring Tiffany in because Tiffany is the one I said who suggested this. And this is open mic night, like I said. So you all don't change the subject though, please. Let's try to stay with this one. All right. So let me put the phone number back up. Let me put the phone number back up in case somebody wants to call in. And then I'm going to bring my guest in for the night. One of my guests for now. I got another one should be coming in later, and we'll go from there. Let me bring Miss Detroit in. What's going on, Detroit? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
I made you laugh on the way in. Good job.
I swear. Good job, sir. How are you?
All right. I'm doing well. How you doing?
I am wonderful. I like that you can put a sub name by your name.
Do you? What's your sub name?
Soft superhero.
Hey, you my shero. I don't care what nobody say. Hey, you raising the sun, doing your thing. Where did we met at church, right?
We did in Atlanta almost 15 years ago now.
Yeah. We met in church, and then we started talking about nonprofit organizations because I was working on we were both working on our Masters of Public Administrations at the same time. That's right.
And you wanted to become a disadvantaged business enterprise, and I knew how to get you there.
And I'm still disadvantaged, and I have not become an enterprise, but it's on the way. It's on the way. We're gonna make it do what it does. Y'all say hi to Tiffany. Tiffany is with us tonight, Tiff G. And so Tiffany, when I suggested, because Tiffany, like I said, she's I have a few cool people I'm just cool with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them from I know her, like I said, I met her once in person, but a lot of people, I just can connect sometimes, and we just connect around subject matters and different things, right? And so she kind of started following the podcast, and she knows the word, and that, and when you know the word and you can make it relative, then and you're well-rounded and you can communicate, then at some point I'm going to get you on the show. It's just point blank. I need to share that. I need more people to see that, you know what I'm saying? And to see healthy communication. I need people to see that, so when I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing open mic night, you thought about it. You said, let me think about that. And then you hit me back and you're like, okay, what about these things? And then I said, I'm gonna need you to explain this soft girl era to me. And she was like, she said, I got you. She explained it, and I still didn't really understand it. But I'm here now, and I understand it a whole lot better. So we're gonna talk through this thing tonight. We're gonna listen to your definition. Kawana just said soft girl era to her is when you decide to stop being everything to everybody and allow yourself to be prioritized by others without feeling guilty. That's her definition. Okay, thank you, Kawana.
Without feeling guilty, that hit home. I felt that on a molecular level because that's exactly what this is.
Gotcha. So, ladies, what is your definition? Let's get. Hey, and if we don't necessarily see your comments here, y'all can talk to each other in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And let's encourage each other. This is Stu Nation, right? Let's make this a community. Let's empower one another. Let's get to know each other. Y'all gonna see each other in the chat every week. Hey, say, hey, how you doing? Whatever. How you whatever. Let's get to know each other and let's move forward. So, Tiff, let's get it started. What is soft girl era? And what made you want to know? It's a 2-part question because I'm not. I'm gonna do you like. I ain't gonna do like. I'm not afraid of your answer like kids at McDonald's. McDonald's, they want to stop you halfway through. Like, you want cheese on that? You want to fry? So I'm cool with the whole answer. I can wait on it. All right. So here we go. What is soft girl era to you, and what made you decide to embrace it?
Okay. So first, I'm going to say thank you, number one, for even asking the opinion. I was a little hesitant at first, like, I don't know, this is my first podcast, so I'm a little nervous. I slayed my edges and they already been lifted because I'm sweating.
Look at my edges. You see my edges messed up too. I'm sweating.
So what is soft girl era to me? The way I explained it to you, truly, and I'm going to give it perspective, because what you're learning when you talk to all of these different women and ask them is that this is truly perspective based, right? It is how you see it. So I'm going to give my perspective as a 45-year-old divorced single mother executive living in the city of Detroit, right? So my perspective is that I forgot who said it, but to be able to be stress-free, relaxed, and removing the stresses and the challenges that we put on ourselves, so that we can then enjoy a quality of life that is feminine and soft. So when I reached back out to you in the DM, because I'm texting doesn't communicate as well. I looked at it from the perspective of relationships, romantic relationships. Some people just look at it from the perspective of just my life only. So I looked at it as, if I'm going to be in a relationship, I don't want struggle love again. I done did that. Don't want it anymore. Struggle love is, I will be by myself before I do that again. I want to know, I'm traditional, and I know I get a lot of pushback from even my girlfriends on this one, because I'm in traditional roles. I don't want to take out garbage. I don't want to cut grass. I don't want to lift heavy things. I don't want to mount TVs. I don't want to do that. I want to be, if I'm going to be a soft girl, I want to be able to have a gentleman who I can rely upon in a relationship to do those things for me. My son is sitting over here to my right. I'm also, that's me, mama, not you, son. But I do love that you help. So that's what that's more so what I was talking about. Because my second question in that software era was, are men really up to that challenge anymore, or do they run from it? Because a lot of women are so tough and so independent. They don't necessarily say, I don't need a man. I don't need to rely on you for that. I got it. And kind of becoming more masculine in that space. And I thought a little bit about it since we talked, and I'll just say this and I'll stop, is that when I think about how I was raised versus how my mother was raised versus how her mother was raised, and sort of that generational thing where we came from, the 50s and 60s, it was like, you go to college to get you a husband, not an education, right? You get one, you're not worried about your money. You go rely on him to take care of everything. And then, a lot of things happen in that space where, sometimes the men was like, hey, I can put my hands on you if I want to. I can cheat on you if I want to. Where you gonna go? You ain't got nothing. And so our mothers, this my generation, was like, I'm gonna teach my daughter about money and finance and independence. She ain't never gonna have to go through what I went through. Right. So they made us kind of like a little more aggressive, more independent. And now we're trying to get back to, so my friends, my peer group is trying to get back to a balance of, yes, I can do my own thing. But I also I want that help too. I need to have balance in it. So that's where I am in my software era right now.
Now you brought up something very powerful right there. I'm gonna tell you, a couple of years ago, I said something, Tiff, that people, a lot of times I speak in metaphors. That's the prophet, that's the preacher side of me. And sometimes I might unpack things. But I used to say that the world got worse when people started calling grandmama weak. Because although grandmama might not have been in soft girl era, like doing Pilates and drinking cappuccinos, it was a certain, it was a different era, right? And so they started calling grandmama weak because she put up with stuff and said, but grandmama had a strength that you didn't see. You know what I'm saying? She had a strength that you wouldn't have recognized, And so to hear you say that, because we were taught the more mentality, go and get more, get your own, the egalitarian culture suggests that we're known by what we have. Get all you can and can all you get, get that education, get that job, work it. If you got good saving skills, because mama always told you to put a little piece of change to the side in case, if you put enough change to the side, girl, you so crazy. So and we're going to get into the relationship side of it a little bit later. But what I want to do right now is I want to explore, if you will, more definitions of what soft girl era means to different people, right? Because when we started talking about this, one of my cat I went to high school with, Avery, said something, and I guess it was kind of offensive, but it made me ask another question. Not Avery, but what's that boy name? EV. We call Everett Smith is his name, and he said this was his response. It's another lie for a woman not getting married. Now, listen, I ain't trying to start no smoke. I don't want to start no smoke. I don't want to start any smoke. Yeah, huh?
I feel smoke, sir.
Yeah. But that was his thing. He said it's because he's saying that it's just so many things out here. But based on the definitions that I heard, I can't see why would a man be offended by that, right? And then I had a married woman respond. Here was a married woman's response. Because I changed the question. I said, is soft girl era different for married women versus single women? And this is what a married woman said. Charmin said, Evie Smith, hi, married woman here. It's when we stop caring as much about anything else except that what we want to do, primarily self-care, relaxing, and hobbies. Obviously, there's something different in the equation if she's married, right? So the answer could be different from a married woman versus a single woman. Do you see that?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I asked Nicole the same question. Nicole responded. Nicole said the expression, yes, the expression of the soft girl most certainly does, because when I think of soft, it requires a dominant masculine presence that reduces my exertion of masculine energy and allows the feminine soft side to dominate primarily. Are you
That's
it. That's it.
That's it.
Unpack that then. Talk to me about her response then. Talk to me.
So her response is true. Masculine and feminine energy are designed to balance each other out. And that is what we're looking for in this space. And we have to trust each other to do it. And my other question was actually tied to that, was, are basically selfies and social media destroying relationships because you have so much access that you really can't even find a balance because you're dealing with so much stuff at the same time. So many people's energies are coming at you. I remember recently becoming more available single, and going out and trying to date. And I was like, let me get back in my shell. It's a lot out there, y'all. And you got to find yourself and really determine what's necessary for you to be in your feminine energy, because it's not the same for everybody. I have a girlfriend around the corner, one of my best friends. She likes to cut her grass. I do not like to cut my grass, but she enjoys it because she likes making lines, like vacuum lines. It's hilarious to me. But for her to still be like, I'm in my soft girl era, but I choose to do this thing, that's okay, because she's going to, when she meets somebody that will understand her, they will understand that she likes to do this. Right. And so it's just really trying to find a balance between the two. And I so wholeheartedly, I didn't see the chat. I haven't had a whole lot of time to get on social media lately, but I didn't see the chat you did. But if I had seen that, I would have said, we need to have her on the show, because that was a great comment. Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
The one you just said about the balance of the masculine.
Oh, Nicole. Hey, Nicole. She just invited you on the show, so that link is in the chat. It's already
there. Come on. I need some help, because up against the master orator.
No. We're not fighting. We talking. Nicole's not. Nicole, you wrote that whole soliloquy right there. Now, if you want to come on the chat, there the link is. Come on in here and let's talk for a minute, because I'm gonna get your opinions on something. Because in a few minutes, hold on, let me read some comments. Nicole said, I see you, Tierra. I'll come to you in a minute. I heard a sociologist say, as economics goes, so does the family dynamics. The slower we were, the more family aligned. The faster we go, the more isolated we have become and stuff absorbed and possessed, self-absorbed and possessed. Okay, I see you. Elder Lee Smith said, I was groomed as a wife by my grandmother, but I had to adjust to my reality. I'm tired of being the masculine queen. Ooh. Wow. I felt that one in my shana now on that one. On that one. I felt that one down in my shana now. I did. So we're going to bring Tierra to the conversation. And Tierra was on my live this morning. And I'll talk about it when I bring her on. So hold on. Now watch this. I bring people for a reason, because they're articulate. They can communicate. Watch this. All right. Tierra, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing
Hi,
everyone. I met Tierra probably about between 8 and 10 years ago at a car dealership. I sold her a car. and she came in, bought a car, totaled one. You got to mute them and call them dogs. Mute me when you're in the background. I'm just, but she said she got like a whole bunch of French bulldog that she won't sell. So y'all, she all her dog. But anyway, I met her several years ago, and when I met her, I saw a survivor. You know, she had 3 daughters. You know, she was doing her thing. First, she was working 1 job. Then she became a loctician and started doing 2 jobs, you know, and she raised these 3 girls, and these 3 girls are grown now. You know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine that that's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And how do you remain in your soft girl era? Is it possible? You know, what do you do? Does it desensitize you? Does it harden you? These are some of the questions that came up in my mind when I thought about Tierica's situation, and I thought about, you know, soft girl era. Because Tiff, I get you. You're raising a boy child. You know what I'm saying? You're raising a male child, and you're doing it by yourself. But Tierica raising 3 girls. You know, and you got to balance tough love. You know, you got to balance all this kind of stuff because you don't want to break them. You know, all these types of things. So let's bring Tierica into the conversation, and we're just going to continue this soft girl era thing. So unmute yourself. You already unmuted. All right. So how? First of all, when I brought up soft girl era to you, you were like, "What's that?"
Yes, had no idea that there was a term. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a little foreign.
Okay.
Because over the years, like I'm trying to define that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've ignored you've just kind of desensitized to the normal soft, delicate girls are made of sugar and spice and everything nice. Like a lot of the things raising my kids, I worked so much and I had to do so much that many of the things that most women were into, like getting their nails done, having the name brand purses, and, you know, just being able to be that delicate, you know, it just wasn't something that was a thought for me. You know, I knew to get perfume for my kids, make them smell good because they're girls, you know, stuff like that. But as far as being able to not have to be strong 24/7 and to actually have someone that could carry you like footprints in the sand, it was always God for me. But there's a difference. Like it's not physically, you know, you just don't, I'm ignorant to that, honestly.
Can you relate to that, Tiff? Can you relate?
I was unmuting. Absolutely, I can. I remember when I first got divorced, almost now 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Having that, I just got into this place. I'm looking at this little boy. I'm looking around at this house now I'm responsible for. And I'm thinking to myself, do I look back, turn into that pillar of salt, knowing I needed to go, or do I keep pushing and figure out how to grow and prove to myself I am able? There's a song that Jill Scott made back in the 90s. I maybe early 2000s. It was called "The Fact Is I Need You," and my favorite line in that song is, "I can kill the spider above my bed, although it's hard because I'm scared." Wow. And I swear,
wow,
it's a song about how we can do everything. It's not that we can't do it, but we need you. We need our men. We want our men to come through and to, like you said, that footprints in the sand carry us for a minute when we feel a little weak. And it's not one way. So I think that this conversation should not just be all one way. It goes both ways because men have hard times too. And they need us to be able to hold them and be soft for them because they have to face so much hard stuff. So again, that balance is going to keep coming back as a thread in this conversation. So I feel you for real. Tierica, did I got your name right?
Yep, Tierica.
T apostrophe Erica. That's how it is. It means something. And I'm gonna be honest with you all. Nicole, let me bring Nicole in too. That's my homie. Let me bring her in. Nicole, what's up, girl? You all right?
Hey, I'm on the porch. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you fine. All right, so let me take the phone number down because I don't want no phone calls right now. So let me get this conversation going. And I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm digging this whole soft girl conversation because I'm not dealing with a woman that's not soft. I mean, that's just point blank for me. You know, I've kind of, you know, I've been on a couple of dates lately, no doubt. I'm kind of pursuing somebody a little bit, right? So, kind of, you know, kind of sort of a little bit. And we've gone on a few dates. And you know, one of the most attractive things to her about me, I mean, to me about her, Nicole, is whatever
She's soft.
door we go, huh?
She's soft.
Well, I was gonna get a little bit deeper than that. Well, I said that a minute
Okay.
ago, so I figured you would consider the clues beyond that one. But okay, that's the obvious. Let's move beyond the obvious. But one of the things I like the most is as soon as we get to a door, she'll stand right there and will not move. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like faith. Like I know that door is gonna open in a moment. You know what I'm saying? And every time she does it, my smile goes from about here to back here. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? And that just to me that just it's a small thing, but it's something that lets me know, you know, that she's like, hey, you know, you a man, get that door for me. And I'm like, I got that. I ain't got no problem with that. So what, Nicole, explain by your estimation, what is soft girl era?
Well, you read my response earlier. I believe when I think of soft girl, I think of they call it yin and yang, right? The balance of masculine and feminine energies, right? They're both necessary, but primarily the woman, I want to primarily dwell in my feminine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Us being individuals, we have the ability to utilize both, right? You know, as far as being leaders and being initiators and being uh, 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 all of the things that we think of when we think of men, you know, women can do it. We have women CEOs. We have women running Fortune 500, Fortune 1 companies. We have women running households. We can do it, but do we need to do it? Is it on us to have to do it all the time and let it be dominant in our lives? And so for me, when I think of soft girl era, I think of just dwelling primarily in my feminine energy, in my soft energy. And that's where I want to be. I'm with Tiff when she says she like more of the traditional role. I like to, you know, be the homemaker, to be the one that's running the energy of the house, right? That's where I feel the feminine domain is. And so for me, the soft girl era is someone who is comfortable in the domain where, and I'm going to go, you know, my spiritual beliefs have a lot to do with what I believe too, you know, my biblical beliefs, in the woman being dominant in the home and that being where she reigns primarily, you know what I'm saying? And we have, as Tiff called out, she don't want to do the yard work. Primarily the men are in the yard, and I've helped in the yard too, but primarily he gonna go out there and mow the grass and sweep and do those things, and a woman's gonna primarily handle the household. Does that mean she's cooking? Not necessarily, but it means that she may make sure we're fed, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean she had to cook it. So it's just being okay with those characteristics that are more seen as feminine, and a lot of time we see them as weak, but the Bible says we're the weaker vessel, so I'm okay with that. I could be weak.
I like that. I like that. So come back to you, Tierica, because everybody else mute yourself except for Tierica. But everybody else, Tierica, as raising 3 daughters and having to be strong for them all the time, did it give you many opportunities to operate in your femininity? Because you shared with me earlier, like you said, you didn't date much. Go ahead. You know how to answer the question. Go ahead.
It did, but it's yes and no. Honestly, because I think at all times I had to be both. And it wasn't designed that way, but you become programmed after you do that for so long. So I think that now as adults, one part that I didn't see having to do both was where I fell short in teaching them that feminine, that soft girl side.
Okay.
And so we had, we do counseling because they made it to adulthood, thank God. No grands, they all graduated, so the normal cues were hit. But there was a dynamic there where there was like I guess, a lack of love. The feeling of the fluff wasn't there. And so they didn't know how to articulate that to me until recently. And so there was a little bit of resentment, unfortunately, that I feel like the absence of that, I think that's that wholeness where the father, the male, has to kind of be there, because I was always told, and it does kind of make sense, you know, where they say there's that dynamic with the mother and the son and the father and the daughter. Well, when they become
Yeah.
teenagers, like a boy loves his mother. Like, oh, that's
There
not
you go.
even something, it's just a natural thing. With a girl, her confidence comes from her father. I could tell her she's beautiful every day, but that
Mhm.
soft, that, you know, it, no matter how many times or how many languages I can put that in, it doesn't resonate. It doesn't take root to make her whole as a woman. And
Mm.
so a lot of times the con to that is that they will attract men that are out there that look for those girls. And
Wow.
then they have to go through stuff that makes them even harder, you know? So it's like they don't know how to be submissive. I
Mm.
don't know how I was an only child growing up. I had a military dad. He wanted a boy so bad that, you know, I went hunting, I did fishing, I had more, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't gay, and I, you know, not stepping on any fingers, but I just knew how to I knew how to change a tire, I knew how to mow a lawn. Like, I used to get incented on doing those things. Now
Mhm.
that I look back, it's like I feel like that was probably preparation for things to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it. I would have never selected this though, ever. If I could have just been soft and in pink, and just, you know, when I think and I read back to like royalty and how the pampering, I would have wanted to be pampered.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to be bathed by 5, 6 women, you know, I would have wanted that experience than to have to, you know, because I feel like it's a challenge for me, and I'm very humble to learn that now, because even though I'm still single, I feel like I have a lot of growth before I could even be the complete part of a wife.
Yeah. That's good. That and that's, you know, that's a good realization, good place to come to,
Right.
especially considering the climate of today's date women. You know what I mean? And with today's date, not women, it's women. It's the dominant. And I don't want to. This is never a point the finger session, right? You know, it's
Right.
not to say who's broken or who's not broken or who's right. Because a lot of times it's not, Tiffany, who's right and who's wrong. You know, it's just what's relevant. You know what I'm saying? Anatomically, God made every one of us, everyone on the face of the earth, He made, and with that, He gave us all different fingerprints, right? But yet and still we try to put people in small categories. And I just don't understand how that works. It just doesn't make any sense to me to limit us, you know, because all it does is give us something else to be confused about, you know. And last time I checked, I know who the author of confusion is, right? I know who the author of confusion is. And I even encountered that with this whole thing going on here, you know, soft girl era. I never try to call anybody out. Nicole, we rocking right now, right? Nicole, we cool, right? We cool, right? Tierra, y'all can just nod your head because I know we all are muted. But just we cool, right? You know, and I've never come off like inappropriate or ever tried anything, and usually my questions have a meaning behind them. You know what I'm saying? I usually have some substance to what I'm saying, right? But I had a conversation last week, you know, not last week, this weekend. And I reached out to somebody in their inbox, and I'm not going to say their name because, like I said, I don't want no smoke. I'm not trying to do that. But I think this is a teachable moment, you know, because this particular person had on Facebook that they were, that they said, you know, they were embracing, you know, they were, the picture said, I'm in my soft girl era. Real pretty picture. You know, girl was very attractive. She said, I'm in my soft girl era. And so, you know, I went in her inbox, and I'm going to let you all read the comments. I purposely took her name out. You can't see it. Like I said, because I don't want no smoke. But you said you're in your soft girl era. That's what you said. I'm in my soft girl era. And I just heard everything y'all said soft girl era was. I heard you. I was listening. I read it. I didn't hear it, but I read it. So this is my approach. Nicole, tell me where I'm wrong. Here it is. I said, hi, how are you? I have a podcast, and one of my listeners wants me to touch on the subject about soft girl era. What does that mean to you? Boom. Anything inappropriate there? Was it true what I said? Because you were the person that asked, right? Because you were the listener who asked about soft girl era, right, Tiffany?
That's correct.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I didn't say anything. TL, can you saw anything inappropriate? Did it look okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just make sure. So here's the first response. First of all, you said I probably wouldn't have sent you a freaking doggone comment in the first place because I don't really talk to people who Never mind. I say every now and then too. But she said, that's awkward. One of your callers, thinking emoji. Or did you just see my pic that has the same very caption on my pic? Let's be real here, sir. Okay. So this is my response because I'm saving face. I don't lie. You can read because I sent her a description of the podcast. Everybody knows me. I put a description of every podcast out. You know, you're going to know what the summary is, yada, yada, yada. And in the summary, it said, we're going to talk about soft girl era, right? So I said, I don't lie. You can read the description on the podcast I'm doing on Monday, LOL. I'm too grown to be fake. I'm 52 years old. Her response. But why you reached out to me, though?
I'm sorry.
So I'm confused.
Okay.
She had that. She's the one that posted the picture.
Yeah.
That said I'm in my soft girl era.
Yeah.
It's soft.
Yeah.
It should have been sensitive girl era.
Okay. So she said.
Here we go.
Oops. I'm sorry. That's just what it seemed like.
I hit my head on my bedpost. All right, so this is my response when she said, but you reached out to me though. Okay, cool. Here we go. Why you reached out to me? I'm sorry. Because I'm trying to get a better understanding of what that means. I thought it was ironic that I'm doing a show on something that you put a caption for, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overstep. Didn't mean to offend you. I'll figure it out. That's me bowing out. You know what I'm saying? I'm done, right? I'm cool with it. So here's her response again. I get all that, but let's not act brand new because folks our age still lie and do the most. I'm not saying you are, but closed mouths don't get fed and needed answers. I really want to get out of this conversation so bad right now, and I hate I ever sent the first text, to be honest with you. Because really I want to be, I want to be like, I'm trying to do better, right? I'm trying to win friends and influence people. You know what I'm saying? So I want it to so bad, but I didn't do it, thank God. So this is my response. I said, everybody starts off with 100 with me, but I have my own fingerprints too. I can't expect everybody to think like I do. As a podcaster, I try to get as many perspectives as I can, but it's cool. So she got one more response for me. Here it is. She said, yeah, I give folks the benefit of the doubt, but I just pay attention to detail. And I don't fool with anybody for somebody to come out of nowhere wanting to talk about or get my opinion on what I just posted. But you good. I apologize if I came the wrong way because that's not my intentions. Okay. And my response was, ma'am, I'm just trying to understand what soft girl area is. It's all good. No stress at all. And then after all that, I finally got a definition. And her definition was, watch this. My soft girl era is being teachable, sensitive, humble, understanding, and simply being at peace with myself. Really embracing whom I've become, growth. And I love it here. Taking the time to actually getting dressed and feeling good, having that confidence when stepping out, bringing more of the feminine side of me out that I really didn't know. I mean, the definition was cool, but the hurdles I had to go through to get that definition. Now, Nicole, I walked into Golden Corral today, and I saw a young lady walking around, saw a ring on her finger, so I knew she was married, you know what I'm saying? Attractive, all those things. And I walked up to her and I said, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm doing a show tonight on my podcast. Can I interview you for a question? She said, what's the question? What's soft girl era? She said, sure. No questions. Well, why you pick me out though? All these women in here, you chose me. Why you choose me? None of that happened. And this was her interview. Let me. So I found this person randomly at Golden Corral, and I saw her, and she looked like she might understand what soft girl era means. So I'm asking her, what is soft girl era? First of all, what's your name? And then what is soft? Chancey Wilson. And what is?
So my definition of soft girl era, I wasn't always in the soft girl era, to be honest with you. Okay. I embraced it the older I became, because I realized I didn't have to be a hard female. Okay. You can catch more bees with honey. Okay. And as I got married, I realized that you have to embrace your femininity, but you also have to be safe in who you are to embrace your femininity. Gotcha. And femininity can come across very walking into your own.
Gotcha.
You know, you owning your space.
Gotcha.
Secure.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And now, how long you been married?
2.5 years.
Okay.
Been together 6 years.
And before then, you hadn't embraced soft girl?
No, I wasn't. I didn't embrace it at all because I felt that I had to bring that, you know, I let you know I am the alpha. I'm an alpha female, you know. I'm a nurse by trade. I make my own money. But that don't get you far at all. You got to let a man know you need him too.
Gotcha. Thank you, Chancey Wilson. Appreciate you. Man, that was so pleasant. Man, that was such a pleasant interaction. You know what I'm saying? It was refreshing. It was a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So a couple of observations. Okay. Now that I've seen it, because we talked a little bit about it. It's wild in the DMs. So I'm going to start there with old girl and her initial response, because I know I don't really read mine much, because I never know what might pop up in a pic. So I'm going to say
that description should have quelled any type of response, though. But go ahead.
Should have. Now, I would tell you that once you said what you were doing,
mm-hmm.
she still had to come down. So I guess I raised my hand more so than be silly about DMs to talk about some of, I guess I hate the word because it's overused now. It's dealing with folks' trauma from other things. I know that at times, depending on where I am, I have been asked if I need help with something. Y'all, this was silly. I've been doing a lot of projects in my house lately, and I was at Home Depot, and I had bought the wrong size door, and my guy was hanging the last door, and he was like, you can go get that door. I'm out of here, right? And I'm like, okay, let me go get this door. So Home Depot, they being slow. They not coming. So I get the door down myself. I put it on my own cart. I take it. I pay for it. I'm going to the car. I open up the back. I'm putting it in, and the guy walks up to me, and he was like, Miss, he was like, I would have helped you with that. You're moving so fast, right? I'm trying not to cuss on your live, right? And I said, I looked at him and I started smiling. I said, sir, I'm going to just stay single. And I kept it moving, right? Because I ain't had time. I had to get back. It wasn't time for conversation. My contractor was about to leave and I can't hang a door on myself. So I had to prioritize. But I know he probably was standing there thinking to himself, that was an odd response from her. I was under a little stress when he came at me. Under other circumstances, he was a good-looking guy. I might have got a digit or two. I don't know, maybe. But he was trying to help me, but I wasn't in a space to receive that help because I was so busy trying to get it done, right? And so trying to slow down and being able to hear that, her responses were ignorant. Like I said, if you type whatever. That's what you're going to get as
every now and then. I type
I don't type If I say I should be able to just write the sentence. And the other side of that, too, is I was talking to a guy and he asked me about soft girl stuff. So we were talking about this before. And he says, so when exactly, if you're dating somebody, do you expect a man to start contributing to this lifestyle that you want to enjoy if you're just simply dating them? When does that turn on? Right. Mm-hmm. And I know your show as a place where Christians come. But I would say that if at some point you all get to a place of sharing yourselves, you should be sharing in the masculine feminine energy balance. And I would love to hear, I don't know how many guys you have on this podcast right now, what their thoughts are on women when you meet them. You've already said you like the soft girl piece and you want to help, but I'm not seeing that from a lot of guys. You know, you ask them to help you put together a nightstand or something for an extra guest bedroom, and then they be like, oh yeah, I'll help you with that. Then you don't hear from them.
Well, that's, I think, but you know, but and ladies, Nicole, Nicole, y'all feel free to jump in and, you know, at any moment. But I think, you know, culture's created. You know what I'm saying? No, culture is created over time. As you do things, like anything you do, 21 days, they say, becomes a habit, right? And you keep doing it, and then that becomes your norm, and normals become new. It's so easy to create a new culture. You know what I'm saying? And things have changed over the years. And especially after I heard for so many years, you know, how many times we hear, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. You keep saying it, after a while, somebody gonna let you live with your words. And the sad part about it is when you say it, we don't just only hear you saying it, right? We hear women saying it, and that's unfair. Like, as I just said, Nicole, a minute ago, we all got our own different fingerprints, right? But we put everybody in the categories based on our own individual traumas. And to hear somebody say, I don't need. And I've only seen, especially these cats that only have like single mothers that didn't see dads in their life. All they've seen is that woman in that authoritative role. You know what I'm saying? And she's saying, and then the next woman saying, I don't need a man. And my mama didn't have a man. Then why would I offer? I don't know. Yeah. What you think, Nicole? Tiara, whatever, whoever. Based on the response, was I wrong? I mean, I didn't come at it wrong. I get it.
Two things. I think Tiff was right on point, because I think I can, while she was saying, I was thinking back to like times when I was like in go mode, right? I'm going in, I'm going out. You know, Home Depot especially, because that's like a Toys R Us. You shouldn't be. I want Sephora to be my Toys R Us. I want to be in that soft era, not Home Depot, you know, but that's what it is. I have a drill, you know, just like you. You got to. But I can relate to that, where someone is just genuinely being nice and wanting that, and you're just like, well, it's done, you know, like, and I'm moving and I couldn't slow down. But then I was thinking too, while you were talking, was like, you know, with the single mothers, don't do it. Oh, sorry. With the single mothers and the sons, and it's not to take away because it don't come with a set of rules, but these are things like how I missed pouring the soft into my girls. Women that don't, boys that grow up with mothers that are so strong and they want the baddest beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that generation coming up right now. You got the girls wanting to be the, you know, all day. And then we kind of have where the whole extreme, where now you got a dude in his soft girl era, you know, and it's like, what do we do now? You know, what do we do? Because the roles have actually really been reversed, where you've got grown, and I'm not talking about gay, that's a whole nother subject, you know. I'm talking about men that are as straight as an ironing board, but they want you to they're perfectly okay with you taking out the trash, or, you know, mowing the lawn, or doing an oil change, you know, go pay for it. You know, that's another thing. I've met so many dudes that didn't want to get their hands dirty. You know, it's like, okay, can you change the tire? Can you, like, how am I changing a tire, knowing how to change a tire, and you're telling me to call roadside assistance? Like, you should know how to change a tire, dude. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. So you're in your soft girl era. Can I have a little bit of that?
Hey, listen, I'm not. Hold on. You can say I ain't changing no tire. I'm calling roadside assistance myself. I know how to change. No. I know how to. I ain't cutting no grass. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I know how to pay the man. You know, I'm being honest with you. I mean, I remember when we got Nicole. Come on, get in this conversation. I don't want to leave you out there by yourself. You know, jump on there. I got you too silent too long. But hold on, real quick. Are you froze? Or you moved? Or you just moved? I thought you were froze for a second. All right, okay. Even when we got divorced, you know, I remember one time her shoulder was hurt or something, and she asked me if I would come cut the grass or something. And I would call my son. I said, walk around the neighborhood and see if you can find somebody that's out there cutting grass. And he said, yeah. He said, I see somebody. I said, okay, cool. I'm about to ask you some money. Go over there and negotiate a deal with him and tell him to come cut your grass in a few minutes. You know, and I wanted my son to handle that because I'm empowering him to be a man, you know, paying somebody, contracting somebody, doing that, and at the same time getting the grass cut. Right. You know what I'm saying? My thing was I wasn't going to pay somebody $40 an hour to cut my grass because I make more than $40 an hour. My time is more than that. So I didn't want to do it. I feel like I could be making a positive $60 in that time. You know what I'm saying? That I could be outside getting sweaty. And so it's not always that a man does it, but a man handles it. And the thing is that as long as he takes away the responsibility away from you, Nicole, if you were to tell me you're going to change your oil, I would throw up in my mouth. Because I'm going to imagine you getting dirty with oil underneath, dirt and grit underneath your fingers and all that kind. I'm probably going to throw up in my mouth if I
know how to check it, but I won't change it.
Okay, and
I'm cool with make sure it's not, you know, see how low it is. But I think it's back to, as I said earlier, about a woman in her domain of the home. Does that mean if we go to feeding the family, right? Does that mean I have to literally go in there and cook? Well, I could. Or I could just make sure and bring home some food.
Absolutely.
The goal is to be fed, and that's what you just said with the grass situation. Yeah. It's a matter of who handles it. How you handle it, I'm going to give you the room to do it the best way that you see fit. I was just in a relationship with a guy who I love this man a lot because I respected him so much because he had the means to pay, as you said, to pay for his grass to be cut, to pay for the cars to be washed. But he took pride and he did it himself. For one, he did the grass because of the exercise. So he saw it as a means. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to be able to exert, use the energy. So he mows his own grass. He's a perfectionist too, a very tidy person. Absolutely. But two, also cleaning his car and cleaning mine. Like, I mean, he cleaned mine, his mama, he has two. Then he's like, bring your car, I'm gonna clean that. I remember when I took my car to trade it in. The guy cleaned it before I took it to CarMax. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a matter of what's in you. At the end of the day, chivalry and men being men. With this man, I never opened the door. With this man, I'll tell you the truth. I never asked him for anything. In just conversation of life and what I was dealing with, he would cash out me money to handle stuff. I never asked him. Never. He cashed out me money. We go on a date, I would have to say, I got it this time. You know, stuff like that. But for the most part, he generally had it, go on vacations. I didn't pay nothing. I was spoiled. Like, he's raised the bar for men. But what I noticed is, I think, and my mom, I'll tell you the truth, I think women can raise men to be men. I know my mom growing up, she had a issue with her brothers being pampered by their grandmother. They were raised by their grandmother who believed that the girls did the housework, whatever. So being a single mom, and I had one brother who's older than me, mama raised us both doing around the house. And that came from her upbringing of being resentful that her brothers had to do nothing. Mm-hmm. But it helped my brother. He knows how to clean. He knows how to keep up the home. But at the end of the day, I think it's like what you just said, James, about understanding. If you say I make $60 an hour, it only costs $40. I'm going to go get this 20 extra. That makes sense to me. But let's communicate that. And at the end of the day, just handle the business. However you go about your how, that's your business. Just handle it.
And you know what? And that's a powerful thing right there. Like I said earlier, we all have different anatomical makeups, but we want to put people in such small categories, right? It doesn't mean that your dude was more of a man than somebody else who handles it his way. You know what I'm saying? He just handled it his way. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say, you ain't a real man if you don't cut your own grass. You ain't a real man if you don't change your oil. You ain't a real man if you don't go hunt for your food. I can hunt in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I can hunt in the meat section. You know what I'm saying? And I go back there and I grab if I want a better steak, I go to a butcher market or I go to Whole Foods or something. But I'm gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? And if now at my house, I can't cook. You know, grill my apartment, I can't grill like I used to when I had my house. But when I had my house, on 4th of July, I was up at 6 o'clock. Meat already